Ninth escapee has been caught. Now, Antoine Massey is back in state custody and on his way to Angola.
What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Like, share, subscribe, comment. IG, TikTok, bottom of the video. It's going to hop right into it. So, today, we will be talking about Antoine Massey. Now, if you are unfamiliar with the name Antoine Massey is one of the inmates who escaped in the big, New Orleans prison. Jail escape. I did a video on that, so if you wanted more details about the escape and the other inmates, go watch that. But today we will be focused on Antoine Massey. So, Antoine Massey is the ninth one to be found. It was 10 of them. Derrick Rose is still on the run. I'll probably talk, give my opinion about him in a little bit. But starting with Antoine Massey. Okay, he was found Friday in the Holly Grove neighborhood. And what it looked like, it's not look like, what is now we know is seemed to be a B&B rental property. Now, Antoine Massey was probably one of the, if not the most publicized one, because, well, one, I ain't gonna lie, I had my money on him and Derrick from the beginning, which sound crazy that they really lasted as long, and I was right, but that's who I had my money on from the beginning, and it happened. But he's probably been the most publicized just because, one, we had his family speak out and speak out and tell him to come home and things of that sort.
I'm begging you, son. I'm broken. Please get in touch with Reverend Brown, your grandfather, your aunties, your sister, somebody, and turn yourself in. I need you. I cannot do this, son. I can't. I love you. Please hear my cry.
She talked over the phone as other family members, including his grandfather, made that same emotional request in person.
If you out there, your children, you got two beautiful babies, man. They need you bad. Your little son is asking for his dad. He don't know where you may be. And I don't want to keep on wondering where you may be. If I saw you anywhere, man, I will go with you to jail. I will be there every day if you needed me to. Just please give yourself up.
And then we had him put his own video out.
The whole world, how corrupted the state of Louisiana is. I'm an innocent man. Yes, in my past, I made mistakes. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say mistakes. I was just young. You know what I'm saying? But the system has failed a lot of people. And not
which we got confirmation on the address on that now. I'll get into that in a couple minutes. But he put his own video out saying he was innocent. And, this nigga's just, for somebody on the run, his face has been out there a lot, obviously. But I will say, well, one, I thought, in my personal opinion, obviously, nobody wants to be in jail, nobody wants to be in prison. But I thought for some of the charges that, he had personally, especially compared to somebody like Derrick, he should have stayed his ass in jail. Because, you don't hear a lot of stories about, people actually getting away forever. They usually always get found. He's been on the run them two been on the run for over a month now. So, they, obviously probably been some of the better ones compared to a lot of people. But it's not really a high success rate in getting away, usually, when it comes to things like this. So, if you didn't know, his most recent charges, he was most recently charged with vehicle theft and domestic abuse involving strangulation. So, then, that's a couple years, but it's not like the Grove situation. But so that's why I thought his thing was a little crazy, especially for him putting a video out that he was innocent when, it could have been a lot worse. Anyway, so, starting with, this is not Massey's fourth. This is Massey's fourth time escaping jail. So this nigga is a serial jail escapee. I guess that would be a way to say it. I don't know. I have never heard of anybody escaping jail this many times. I would like to know how he did it. Well, he didn't escape jail 4 times. He has, been on the run like this 4 times. I explained that. A lot of people been saying he's been on jail for a 4th time. This is actually only his 2nd time escaping jail, but that's still, I'm not even gonna lie, that's impressive as hell. So I still want to know what he did, how he escaped the first time. But because obviously we know how he escaped this time. You know, somebody cut the water off. They broke out through the toilet. I mean, behind the toilet and all that, cut and shit. But I'm definitely interested in how he keeps doing this. And let's be honest, this nigga, he probably bound to do it again. Let's be for real. But the first time he escaped, it was in 2019 from the Morehouse Parish Detention Center, and he was found the same day in Texas. Now, Morehouse Parish Detention Center is in Louisiana, which is in Louisiana, Colston. So, I said Colston. Boy, I can't read. Collinston. Collinston, Louisiana. So, Collinston, Louisiana is, I ain't gonna lie, Collinston. Oh, yeah. Actually, damn. I ain't gonna lie, he got far as shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. Bro got far as shit. I'm actually very surprised that he got that far. Nah, he still got far as shit. So he obviously, the first time, this is obvious now, I'm looking at it, I don't have to research this. He obviously had somebody help him the first time if he got found in Texas. So Collinston is in basically the northeast parts of Louisiana. It's, you know, it's nowhere near the bottom half. And so he would have to travel west all the way through the state and get into Texas. So somebody obviously helped him out the first time. They don't say much about that, but somebody definitely did. The next 2 times he was on the run, he cut off 2 ankle monitors, which one he cut off inside a Walmart along Bullard. I don't know what his thinking exactly is with the Walmart one. Because it's like, well, I mean, obviously I know how niggas cut an ankle monitor, but I guess you do want to do it at a random place because you definitely don't want to do it in your crib because that's crazy. But low key though, you probably want to do it in your crib unless you want to throw them off or something, throw them off your cell, like you can do it in your crib and take off. But I can see the idea between doing it at a random public place. But that's obviously the 4th time. Now getting into now his, you know, while he was on the run this time, the details of that. First, I know a lot of people ain't been talking about it, but they were looking at him, especially right after that video had came out in Natchez, Mississippi. So Natchez sits like right along the Mississippi River, but it's literally like borders Louisiana. So look, yeah, basically like borders Louisiana kind of, but it also, you know, I think they said he had some relatives there or somebody like there, and that's where they thought at first that he was located, especially after that video. But once we got arrested, he had a confirmation that he was in the 7. I mean, it was confirmed that they raided a home in the 17 block of Agriculture Street. What was raided after they were tipped off that it was his home, it was the home where Massey now recorded the now viral video that was posted to social media. They said at the house he was not there, but they did find belongings that they thought were worn by Massey when the video was recorded. So we got more information on the background of the video. Another thing, and now that, you know, coming to today, we got, you know, obviously I said he, you know, had his people protesting, so obviously I'll probably put some clips on there of that, but we did, you know, obviously get some more details that this time it seems to be he was on an Airbnb rental property. Now, we do have an interview with it. She didn't put her face out there, but she wanted to hide her identity, obviously. But the owner of the house was interviewed by the news.
Cops.
I mean, is it shocking to hear this happen not only on your property but in your neighborhood? Because a lot of people we spoke to say they were just talking to someone just cutting grass here earlier today, and then this happened.
Yeah, it's a pretty quiet neighborhood. You know, it's kind of shocking, you know, but hey, you know, things like this happen. We just have to, you know, kind of be careful, I guess, you know.
Have you seen any signs of this? Anything suspicious?
I haven't seen any signs, no.
And it's only one tenant you were telling us that lives here?
Yes, only one tenant.
And you said telling me when you were closing the gate that Antoine Massey might have run in, broken in.
Right, because I'm frustrated too. I don't know what's happening. They say this is going on, and I get here and I don't even see a cop. So, you know, so I don't know.
So and what do you know about the family? Do you know anything about the family, the tenant that was staying there?
No, I don't know anything about the
Who
family.
actually called you and alerted you of what was going on at your property?
My friend called me, a friend of mine. I guess it's all over the news and they know my property.
Did she see the whole arrest happen or just the law enforcement presence?
Just the law enforcement. Yeah.
In your message to NOPD, you weren't even really notified.
I don't have a message anymore. I'm really, you know. I'm shocked right now. I'm sorry.
All right, thank you so much.
And basically, you know, obviously, she's going to deny, as she should if she wants to get it. If she actually did help him, as she should. But it's two things that could have got him to this facility. I'm hoping that Antoine was not dumb enough to trust his family members after he saw what happened the first time, with and pussy of them publicly, you know, crying out to the public about him coming home. So I hope he was not dumb enough to do that, like people have been trying to say. But I think it can really only be one of two ways. Either he had some type of connection to the woman who owns the house, who owns the B&B, and you know, she just let him stay there, or you know, he ran into her and he asked. I don't know. It could have been he scared her. He could have paid her off, something like that. But he have some type of connection to her. Or they did say it was another family living in. I don't think if it was like the next door is like some type of duplex or something like that. It was another family living on in the other side. So it could have been somebody he knew in that family, or you know, a similar situation of, you know, the scare tactic or paying them off. So we don't know. We'll probably get more details about that later into it, because obviously we've seen with a bunch of these guys, they have been arresting anybody who they think has been aiding and abetting in their assistance. So yeah, now obviously they're going to send him to Angola, which is another prison in. They're going to send him to Angola, which is a Louisiana state facility. Obviously, we already knew he was staying in. It's the penitentiary, so obviously we knew he was staying in jail in New Orleans. The Louisiana State Penitentiary sits very much. It sits basically by itself on the Mississippi River, and also it's a lake right there, as well as it borders Mississippi, very rural Mississippi. So it's far away from any civilization, and it especially it's hard to, you know, escape when you're sitting about so much water. So that was their idea in thinking of sending him to Angola. But you see how it was a month, and you know, they found him in New Orleans. Now, I do not believe he was in New Orleans the whole time, because that's why he was able to survive so long. And then that also, you know, runs into my theory about Derek. But I believe he did leave at a time. I don't know where he went. I don't know if he was actually in that chest like they thought, which is not which is a great area to be in, because I would think if somebody was to escape this, if they don't, you know, obviously it's gonna be hard to leave the country. You're definitely it's really gonna be hard to catch a flight anywhere. So your bet, if you are going to leave the country, nobody's going north. Let's say that nobody's going to Canada. Cubans don't really like niggas, even though they don't have an extradition. Cubans don't really like niggas, so you probably don't want to try to get 90 miles off the coast of Miami, and that would be very hard. I mean, that would be a crazy ass mission impossible shit. So your best option is somehow finding a way to smuggle yourself into Mexico. So obviously we have people who smuggle themselves from Mexico, from all over the world, but into America. So it's definitely ways to do it. I mean, smuggle. So it's definitely a way to do it the other way. Also, you know, with having all these immigration things, the border is occupied. So like I said, it's very possible that he could have went, you know, somewhere else. But that's more me getting my theory about Derek. My fault. But the thing with Antoine, I don't think he was there the whole time. I think he did come back. I don't know why he would come back, or you know, maybe he was. I don't know. I don't know why he would come back. I don't know if he thought he was going to come back and get something that was important, or I don't know why. But I do not believe he was there the whole time. But we'll get more details about that in a few. Now, getting into the lone remaining escapee, Derrick Rose. Now, Derrick Rose, a lot of people had their money on Derrick, because Derrick definitely gives the quiet type. Now, Derrick has one of the most violent crimes, because like I said, Massey's recent was only vehicle theft and domestic abuse through strangulation, which, like I said, they give you a couple years, especially when you're a repeat offender. But he wasn't going to go away forever. Derrick is gone. Derrick is gone. Like he's gone, like somewhere far, far, far away, or maybe somewhere else. Or you know, and I mean, if he was in jail, he was gonna be in jail forever, because if y'all didn't know, Derek Groves was actually one of the gunmen of that Mardi Gras Day shooting. I mean, not day shooting, well, crowd shooting in New Orleans, as well as he had like 2 murders and 2 attempts from that. So 2 murders, 2 attempts. It's going you're not seeing the light of day. As well as Louisiana's a death penalty state, so he get 2 murders, 2 attempts, and then he gets caught on this. He might get the needle. So let's think about it. As well as I think Derek is like I said, I don't know if he'll be in rural because rural Louisiana, rural Mississippi is definitely a good idea, especially for someone because like you could say you go to these random ass places. Like I was joking with my friend about like Wyoming, Idaho, but the thing is about if you go to rural place there, you gonna still got like a sore thumb because you black. So he definitely could be in rural Louisiana, rural Mississippi. That would be a good place, especially down in swamplands and shit. But he also, like I said, you could smuggle yourself maybe across back that border and then be gone for real. Cause yes, we do know a lot of countries do have an extradition law with the United States, but I will say one of the countries that do not have an extradition law that actually their second official language is English and their first one is actually French and not Spanish is Belize. Belize does not have an extradition or not a law, extradition treaty with the United States. So if you were to get to Belize, they could really not come and get you. So that's definitely a thought. So you could be out the country in the rural area, but shit, well, we won't know until if they ever catch him, or it may never happen. So we won't know. But yeah, that's really all I gotta say for today though. Like, share, subscribe, comment. I do to that bottom video, and we out.